Hey guys, I got a brand new video for you today, and tons of you have been asking me if the new firmware on the X-Pro2 will work with the Cactus V6ii triggers, because I made a video showing how you can do high-speed sync with it, and then I said that when the new firmware comes out for the X-Pro2 that it'll probably break it, and it did. So Cactus sent me the beta firmware for the new update on these triggers, and all you have to do is email them and ask them, and they'll send it to you as well. And I installed it, so we'll go through the steps here and we'll see if this actually works. So first thing you want to do is go to the Cactus website and download the main firmware update file for whichever operating system you're using, and then go to your email where they sent you the new beta firmware and download that as well. Then you're going to want to open up the Cactus firmware updater. Then it's going to tell you that you already have it installed and that you want to remove it, so click yes, and then you're going to install it again. Just doing this, make sure that you have the newest version of it. Once it's done, go to your hard drive and go to program files. Again, this is for Windows, so it's going to be program files for Windows, and then find the main Cactus firmware update folder. Then you're going to take the new beta firmware that they gave you and drop that into the folder and replace the old one. Once that's done, it's going to tell you to connect the camera. So connect the micro USB cable to the transceiver, and then take the other end and plug it into your computer. Then to turn the transmitter into the mode that you need to for updating, you hold down the menu button and switch to TX mode until a red light blinks. Then it's connected, you can click update. Now I got this weird DLL error. I'm not sure why, but it seemed to update the firmware fine, so I'm just going to ignore it. So then we need to put the transceiver on top of the camera, put the camera on and hold the shutter halfway down while switching the transceiver into TX mode. This lets it learn which camera that it's on. Then you need to go into the flash setup and set this to learn HSS, and then click start. Then set the camera to 1/1000th of a second shutter speed, and then take a shot so that it can learn. Push in the little rotary dial so that it forces HSS on. Then take your flash, turn it on, and switch the transceiver into RX mode. And it should automatically detect whichever flash you're using. In my case, it's Canon. And then make sure your flash is set to high-speed sync and to ETTL or TTL. And then you're good to go. It should be synced up and everything should be good. So I just got this tiny weird little setup here to show you that it's actually working. I put a light behind it, so I backlit it. And I'll just go through a bunch of different shutter speeds. So as you can tell from these tests, the beta firmware does work with the new firmware from the X-Pro2, and I don't know why I'm still only getting up to 1/6400th of a second, and I can't hit that 1/8000th of a second. And I think it's just because of that flash. This is just an older flash, the Canon 430 EX2. I do have other flashes, but I haven't tried them, and I don't use high-speed sync that often anyway, so I will try it out on other flashes. And you're probably also wondering why I'm not doing it with the XT2. Well, I don't currently have the XT2. I'm gonna get it back probably by the end of the week, and when I do, I'll do some tests then, and we'll be able to see if this works with it. Reports are in, like on forums and stuff, that it's working, so I'm not too worried. As long as it's working on this, it's probably gonna work on the XT2, because they're kind of similar firmwares now that this is upgraded. That's a pretty good test. I mean, it's kind of a boring test. You're just looking at a shot of a camera, but at least you can see that it's working. And that's all you really need sometimes, just to know that it's working. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down twice. And I'll see you in the next one.